What's happening? It's Glory back at you one more time, you feel me? Fucking with it for the camera. You know I really don't touch the camera so much since I've been living life off the grid and moving, you know what I mean, by my own means, you know. But I gotta touch base, man, because every time, you know, I got compelled to push something real, you know what I mean, that happens within life, you feel me, that happened within my life, and that's affecting others, and that can also help others. I gotta speak, you feel me? You know, and I don't hold my tongue for nobody, you feel me? But I could fuck around and be a hermit at the same time, you know what I mean? Or move on my own terms, and not have to be worried or influenced by the digital world or the social network world, you feel me? But I feel like it's enough motherfuckers on the computer faking, on the camera faking and pretending to be something that they not, or putting an image out there that's portraying to be bigger than what it is, and at the end of the day, they going through shit. So I want to push something that's more realistic, you know what I'm saying? More what they call sober, and some motherfuckers want to be on this high of life of imaginary shit, but you know, I'm gonna push something what you call a little more sobering because it's more real life to real reality. And it can also help somebody out their situation, what they dealing with. We got Father's Day coming up, you know what I mean? So, you know, of course, you know, it's a pagan created holiday, you know, it's a day that is based on energy that is manifested through what Western culture will call sorcery, you know. But it's one of those holidays that's a surface holiday that, you know, we always understand that, you know, the man on Father's Day end up doing more work than he would normally do on any other day. You know, he got a bigger responsibility on Father's Day. And we got Mother's Day, where it's about pampering the mom and giving the mother, showering her with her gifts. And don't get me wrong, you know what I mean? I ain't saying here that women don't give men gifts and do shit for men on Father's Day, you know what I mean? Because, you know, I'm in a position where I'm grateful and I'm, you know, taken care of on my regards. But I've been in a relationship where it was all about the father, me being a father, you know what I mean? I got 3 children, you know, I love my children, you know, more than pretty much anything else on this earth. So I'm also dealing with a woman who, out of her scorn and jealousy, you know, realizes that and wants to do the one thing that she can do to try to hurt me the most. But, you know, I'm in a position where, you know, I can't wrap my identity up with my children. You know, I can't wrap my identity up with a woman that I've been dealing with for over 15 years if the energy ain't reciprocated and ain't appreciated the position that she's in and the luxury that she's in, able to be with me. So, you know, I tell young men, you know, when they come around Father's Day, you know, be careful with who you fucking with. You know, be careful the women that you dealing with. You know what I mean? Like, be careful in the sense that make sure that she ain't an entitled female that think that she can get the world off of her looks, or you know what I mean? She think that, you know, a certain action that she can do in the bedroom is gonna lock down, you know what I mean, her having all of your assets, or her thinking she can take control of something that, you know what I mean, you and her created. Now, you know, my children are young, you know what I mean? Actually, my daughters is 12 and 13, and my son is 4. But, you know, I moved on from the relationship. I decided, you know what I mean, not to want to put myself through that type of stress and anguish to deal with an entitled woman who is also poisoning the minds of my children. You feel me? So I wouldn't say poisoning as in she's not a good mom. I wouldn't say that she's not a good mom. But then again, I would have to say she's not a good mom if she's feeding my children the type of energy saying that I'm not a good dad when I've been the sole provider and taking care of everything that they ever had. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not everything that you ever wanted, but everything that they ever needed. You know, my kids have always been straight. You know what I mean? I always prided myself on that. But one thing, you know, for young men, you feel me, when you're dealing with a scorned female and she don't got a right mind on her head, you know what I mean? She's desperate. She gonna do some shit that's way out of the character of a sound woman. You know, a solid woman. If she's not strong-minded, you know what I mean, she's gonna do some shit that's way outside of that character and that's going to put the whole family in jeopardy. You know what I mean? And my whole thing is, you know, if I'm out in the world and I'm taking care of business and I'm bringing shit home, and you know, I'm keeping us in a comfortable position where, you know, you as a woman, you have kids, but you don't understand, you know, it's a luxury to not have to work. To be able to just take care of your kids. That's what they call a luxury. But I put into the understanding that, you know, if you choose to work, you can work. But understand the implications, what that is. You know, that's meaning that you're gonna have to rely on someone else for the child care. And the money that you make it from your job is gonna have to be considered in investing into the child care, because that's a void that's in their life. So, you know, I can't say that, you know, I've just been balling out of control. I've been at 100% on everything, but I've always upgraded. Every time I moved out of a different home, when I moved out of my mom's house, I never moved back. You know what I mean? When I moved from my first apartment to my next apartment, it was an upgrade. Then I moved to a house, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was an upgrade, you know? But sometimes you got to take sacrifices in order to take a further step. And if you're not dealing with a sound woman, fellas, you feel me? She ain't gonna have that type of patience to really understand what you're doing. Aside of fucking around with another female here and there, that should never be the end all be all in a relationship when it comes to a solid relationship, when a woman really respects you and understand your role and importance and position. Because she gotta understand this pussy just being thrown everywhere. Now, she can be hurt and upset, but, you know, only an immature woman to hang her whole situation on that when she know that she's fucking with, you know what I mean, a top tier guy, one of a few, when it comes to integrity, when it comes to code of ethics, you know, and when it comes to finance, you know what I'm saying? Because to be able to put your child's mother in a position where if she chooses to work, she can, but if she don't have to, in order for us to eat, for us to go out to eat, for us to go to, you know, traveling here and there, you know, that's what you call a luxury position that a lot of women have fucking slit your throat for. But, you know, you could be, when it comes to women, you know, you could have a woman that have been in a palace, and she ain't gonna respect that palace if that's all she know. You know what I'm saying? She gonna have to want to go see what the gutter like, or she gonna want to have to see what a different realities like if she thinks that that's something that she's accustomed to, and she's just owed that. So, you know what I mean? Entitlement, I got nothing in my nose and shit, you know what I mean? But entitlement with women is crazy these days, you know, what they think that they are owed, but they still at the same time want to be on the same level of respect as a man. Because, again, if you tell me that you as strong as me, or you as sound as me, or you make the best decisions in critical times as a man, and there's women that do, because it's a lot of weak ass niggas out here, trust and believe, I know that. But in general, and the way nature is intended, if we're talking about nature and how it should be, if you are, then I'm gonna allow you to put yourself in a position to take care of what you say you can do. But if it's all a facade, then, you know, accountability, that's the first premise that you got to figure out and understand, that society will make sure that they tough on a man when it comes to accountability. But, you know, a lot of women ain't able to be accountable. For example, you know, my kid's mom just decided that my 4-year-old son don't want nothing to do with me, so she want to keep him away from me and keep my children away from me, keep my daughters away from me. You know, I bought my daughters phones because I know that they was going to stay with their mom, and they not allowed to use their phone to call me. You feel me? They held away from the phone to call me. They get in trouble if they call me. So I do what any man, any real motherfucker would do. I stop paying for the bill. Why would I pay for your phone if you using it all day? I'm looking at the usage, and you using your phone goddamn 80% of the day, but you don't call me out throughout the week. I'm gonna have a problem with that, whether your mom is making that happen or not. But you can't be mad at dad for that. You know what I mean? Like, that's something that comes with respect. And when I talk to my kids, I show my kids that I got hella hair in my nose. I'm furry as fuck, man. I got whiskers and shit, so it glisten. I don't know if it's something in my nose shining or what it is, but anyway, I got respect and integrity, that's what I teach my kids. And even if their mom don't display it, that's what I demand off of my children. Accountability, that's one of the first things I teach my daughters. I don't want my daughters to be the type to think they could get off of their looks and live off society because they look good and shit. And no female in my life ever been in that position. But, you know, as a man, you know, I fuck around and have kids, and I feel like, you know, the wife, I'll call it a wife, you know what I mean, because that's who I invested my shit with, that's who I invested my energy with, and that's a common law wife. I feel like she should be able to have the luxury of taking care of the children and taking care of the home if she's respectful enough, if she got enough womanly, you know, womanliness about herself. But one thing I learned when it comes to that is the sisterhood of failure. The sisterhood of failure is basically, you know, you as a woman taking relationship advice from another woman who doesn't have what you have, but you visualize her as in a position of superiority or something that you would like to have or do, because she just fucking lying in front and acting like her life is so great, but she go into a corner in the wall and she miserable every fucking day, and she's more so miserable at your happiness, but you don't see it. So sisterhood of failure means that you're gonna listen to another female when it comes to advice on how to deal with your man in your relationship. And when you take that advice, you end up in a more fucked up position than you would have ever dealt with, especially if you was lucky enough to have a solid man. Because one thing that your mom didn't tell you was that to get a solid man, you only probably get one or two in your whole life. You feel me? Don't mistake a sucker or a simp for a good man just because he want to sit there and pay for your shit. A real man is going to tell you what the fuck you need. He ain't going to tell you what the fuck you want and tell you what you want to hear. He going to show you. He going to show you the way. You know what I mean? He going to be closer to God than you. If you love God, you going to find God through your man, not through no motherfucking church. You know what I mean? Not through no church where a motherfucker just out there spitting some shit. How about a motherfucker showing you the way through 60 to 80% of your goddamn day? So it's just a lot of like facades, and I'm on this bumpy ass road. It's just a lot of facades and a lot of lies that need to be broken down, and a lot of motherfuckers ain't strong enough to really break down. And in my personal life and my personal relationships, I'll take the time to break that shit down. You know what I mean? But it take a special energy for me to fuck with social media, because most of the people on social media are just really trolls, and their life is miserable, and they don't know how to make their life better. So they feel like in order for them to feel better on the surface, they gon' in order for them to feel better on the surface, you know what I mean, they gonna try to make somebody else's life worse. So they gonna try to peg somebody down. She closed out, I don't like the lighting. They gonna try to peg somebody else down, but they don't realize that just destroys more. So when it comes to the sisterhood of failure, even your mom, even your mother, she miserable with the nigga that she chose to fuck with because she had somebody solid, but you know what I mean, she fucked up the relationship and ended up with somebody that was just putting up with her. And she don't respect that, but she'll take it. You feel me? Sisterhood of failure means that your elder, a woman that, I don't give a fuck if you 20 and the little girl is 12. You know she out there trying to fuck around with little boys and shit. What you gonna tell her? You gonna, because you out there being a dumb little bitch, you feel me? You being a stupid little hoe. You don't want to tell them not to be like you. You want to tell them, okay, oh, it's cool. Yeah, go ahead, get out there like that. Okay, wear that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I said a long time ago, that Kardashian shit destroys so many homes. Them little bitches, that's sorcery, witchcraft, and that ain't organic. That's motherfuckers that was put in position by goddamn Zionist warlocks just so they can do what they did, destroy the minds of these weak-minded ass women, you know. I can only blame myself at the end of the day as a real motherfucking man, because I make manifest, I create, you know what I'm saying? So I put myself in a position that I was in that I was uncomfortable with. But I also understood that, you know, we men will drive a motherfucking car with goddamn 3 flats and half an engine, you know what I'm saying? We'll fix the motherfucker up, we'll build it up. We can get it to run it right. We'll get it to where motherfuckers love that shit out there. If it love itself, you feel me? But I know that a woman's nature is a little different, you know what I'm saying? Like, they'll hop in a different car. Like, them motherfucker just start running out of gas, the bitch will hop into whatever else pushing past, you know what I'm saying? And I understand that, and I get that, and I respect that. But when you got children in the game, you know what I'm saying, you can't just easily be like, oh, you gonna be a deadbeat dad because I'm gonna make that like that, and you think that life gonna play an easy hand on you. Nah. You swear you was so abused when a nigga ain't never put my hands on you, unless you put your fucking hands on me. When you hit me in the car, bitch, my reaction was to smack your ass right back. You know what I'm saying? Don't put your hands on me. But also, you know, I'm at fault for at times in my life arguing and taking the time to feel like I need to put some argument energy into what you talking about when you on some bullshit, when you just want my energy, vamping a nigga energy just to keep it from being out there, you know what I'm saying, for the next bitch. But you gotta understand, I always been focused on taking care of my business and returning worth back to my home, taking care of my family. You know what I'm saying? So when you get a moment in time when you realize that it's like that I'm taking care of my family, taking care of my business, but you want to make sure that, you know, I'm not in that position just so you can say you went through a story. You weak as fuck at the end of the day. And I have not talked to my kids in about a year. And it's because you able to move around, move with different relatives, you know what I mean, keep them away from me. And for me not to go to jail is the number one thing. You try to put me in jail, you try to put me in positions where I'm set up to get, you know what I mean, assassinated by one of these little dusty niggas that you call your neighbors. You feel me? That just want to be in your fucking box and then bitches discard you. And you stupid enough to play off into it. So Sisterhood of Failure, and it's not a motherfucking booger. Is it? No, it ain't a booger. The Sisterhood of Failure is the fact that you willing to sabotage your own relationship. You willing to sabotage your own good hand, bitch. You want to put me on child support when you didn't realize you was getting 2-3 times what you ended up your judgment was for child support just by being a stupid fucking female. And nobody told you that you was being stupid. Nobody told you that don't make sense. So little shit like that is a reason why, you know, I'm spending another Father's Day without my children or with their minds being poisoned. But believe that I'm doing my due diligence. I'm doing all of the work that I can to take care of me getting them back in my life and them being in my custody. Please believe that. Please believe that I'm putting in all of the work necessary for me to be in that position. There's nothing that you might be able to keep them away from me for a year, 2 years, but you're not going to be able to keep my kids away from me. They're going to ask about their dad. They remember what I've done for them. And you could punish them. You could put your hands on them for trying to contact me. You can do this and you can do that. But please believe that they ain't stupid. They going to know what the real is. And you're going to come a point where my daughters is coming up beautiful and flourishing, and you're going to be jealous of that, and that's going to fuck your life up the worst out it's ever been, because they intelligent, they beautiful, and you don't know how to deal with being around another woman like that because of the Sisterhood of Failure. And don't believe me, it's a lot of weak ass niggas, single mom raised ass niggas, weak ass niggas, you know what I'm saying, that feel the same way when they see another man doing better. But a real man is really going to applaud another man, especially a black man that's doing better than him, that have more. He's going to applaud him, and he's going to maybe pick his brain and ask him, well, how did you do this? In good faith and in good energy. He's going to be in a position where he can humbly gain that knowledge and wisdom so that he can be off in his own path. He don't got to be like none of these little crab in a bucket type motherfuckers where they want what you got. You know, so I come with the gems, you feel me? I'll spend about 20 minutes, you know what I mean, just chopping with you, giving you love, giving you life, you feel me? Even if a nigga did have a booger in my motherfucking nose, you feel me? It's always gonna be thorough, it's always gonna be real, you feel me? Like, I don't gotta groom, I don't gotta shave, you know what I'm saying? That I can take the top babe, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a superior mentality, you know what I mean, that I move with. So I can be broken down to my lowest common denominator. I can tear away all of my material and still be at the highest status a man can deserve because of my mentality and the way that I move. And time will yield that. Regardless of what point you see me at, it's all about where I'm headed. Because it's only for the fucking critics to wonder where I'm at right now. They don't know where the fuck I'm going and what I'm doing and what I'm creating and what I'm building, what I'm about. You dig? So, you know, I hurt the most for my son. You know, he's 4, you feel me? I didn't see him for his 4th birthday, didn't get a call, you know, but I delivered him with my bare hands. I delivered my son with my fucking bare hands. So it's very painful that I don't have my son with me for Father's Day, or I don't hear from my children for Father's Day because a woman is jealous and mad and scorned that I chose not to fuck with her after I've gave her time and time over and chance to get her shit together. And I choose to exercise my options just like she chose to exercise her options. And the shit backfired because of the sisterhood of failure. So if I could give some advice to the young ladies, don't listen to no other bitch. Don't listen to your partners. Don't listen to nobody. If you don't have a man in your life that you love and respect, like your dad or your uncle, or a real motherfucker that you love and respect, not somebody that you sucking on, a real motherfucker that's been in your life that's gonna tell you right from wrong and tell you when you wrong. If you don't have nobody in your life like that, you ain't going nowhere far. And to the fellas, discernment can cost you your fucking life or the rest of your life. Discernment can put you in a position of pain for years to come because you're not ready to understand that if you didn't make the choices properly, it can change the shape of how you living for the rest of your life. So I'm one of those men, you feel me, who I got with my child's mom when I was 20. Got her knocked up at 21. I loved my decisions, even though I know that I was her angel, you feel me? Even though I know it was a challenge, I never was a disrespectful motherfucker in the sense of I'm finna put my hands on her or just be. I might have been a little verbally disrespectful because, you know what I'm saying, if it's something that I don't appreciate or if it's ignorance, I'm gonna get on that shit with the heaviness. You know what I'm saying? But it's just all about accountability, because if you as a woman say that you strong or want to be respected on the level that a man is, you should at least be able to admit when you're wrong or say you apologize at times. That's major. And you ain't no real man if you call yourself a man and you don't feel like you can acknowledge when you've made a mistake, because we all learn from those. So I feel for my son. I feel for my daughters 13 and 14 years old that don't got their dad around, you feel me, because of a woman who's jealous that a man chose to fucking move on. I didn't choose to take away my responsibilities as their father. That needs to be clear. But if there's women out there that say, oh, this nigga ain't shit, or he a deadbeat dad, I'm questioning her a little more at times too. You know what I'm saying? Because there's two sides to every goddamn story. And it's very easy, I'm coming to find out, for a woman to be able to take her kids away, to be able to get a nigga locked up, get a nigga set up and killed. I already knew that shit. I already knew motherfuckers that happened to him a lot, but how easy it can happen to you when I thought it couldn't happen to me. So that's where I'm at with it, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, growth and development is all I'm about. My peace of mind is priceless, because I would be in jail or dead had I been simple-minded in my dealings with this type of woman. And we all know of a woman similar to this, but we need to start addressing and holding these type of people accountable in our communities or anywhere that we see and understand that why he ain't in the picture. Oh, he just wanted to be a player. Oh, he just wanted to be a pimp. Or, oh no, he didn't respect the kids. And meanwhile, you getting yourself off into another relationship when you fucking with a sucker that just only want to have his face in you. Don't give a fuck about the kids, or if the daughters are of age, he might be a fucking weirdo. You know what I mean? You putting your whole family at jeopardy because of your ignorance. But at the end of the day, that's the man's ignorance that caused all of this, because his discernment, and he's the creator, he's the God, he's closer to God. That's why when a man understands that and figures that out, gets all of that together, he's a fucking king, and he's fucking upheld as that to the women and to other of his peers in life once that's recognized. But it takes a painful understanding and a painful awakening, you know, for that to happen. But I ain't gonna hold y'all, man, no more than 20-25 minutes. Peace and love to everybody out there, man. Peace and love to my children. Peace and love to all the men out there who really are of good sound mind and understand that they are there for their kids, but they just in a position where they can't. Peace to my niggas. This look like a booger, but it's like gray fucking hair. It's bothering me. Peace to all the niggas who, you know what I mean, locked down, that ain't able to be in their kids' life, but was doing what they had to do to provide, to do what they had to do. Peace to all the real mothers out there that got weak ass niggas or them dealt with weak ass niggas who you had to pamper them and play their mom in a relationship, and you held it down. It had to be the mom and the dad for real that gave the man the chance. You know what I'm saying? Peace to the woman who's recognizing that they were a part of sisterhood of failure, and that they don't want to be a contributor to their children doing worse than them. As long as she doing worse than me, then I'm okay with my life. That's the sisterhood of failure. And I'm gonna be talking a little more about the sisterhood of failure too, because it's very important that women understand and realize that, and find a man that they love and respect, not a motherfucker that's gonna just buy you a bunch of shit or tell you a bunch of shit that's you want to hear, but a motherfucker that's gonna really show you the way and is in position to really change your life and your life experiences, because you will notice a downgrade once that person is out your life. Peace.